All right. It's go time. All right, let's see. There's always that little waiting period. There it is. Hey, how's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? What do I sound like? Is sound okay? And what's um what's the video quality like as well? Okay, just making sure, just looking over a few things. What's the video quality? I did make a few changes to my software, to my camera, and to just, a bunch of little tweaks here and there. So I hope that it's a lot clearer now that you can actually see me. What happened is that I didn't realize this is, you guys, this is what I keep saying. This is a learning progress. I didn't realize that I was streaming in meeting quality. It was what, 7020p at 1 frame per second? Probably not even 1 frame per second. It was probably like 10 frames per hour. It was ridiculous. Yeah, I was streaming as if I was on a Zoom call with all of you. Hey, Martha. Martha. Hi. Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's work time already. Can you please turn on your camera? I can't see you, sweetheart. Yeah, Martha, sorry. We're all on a Zoom call and you have to have your camera on, sweetie. Sorry. No, you do have to have it on. I know that you're online, sweetheart, but this is work hour. So I need you to have your camera on, please. Oh, you're not going to turn your camera on? Okay, well, then I guess I'm going to mark you absent for the day. And make sure that you sign your performance improvement plan. Okay, Martha? Thank you. Literally, I was streaming in meeting quality. That's why it looked like I was, I don't know, streaming out of Pompeii or something. It was all grainy. There's sand everywhere. You couldn't even see my face. I saw it. I would watch myself and I'm like, okay, how can I make this quality better? And then I would see that my skin was so smooth and I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to change the quality though? So now you all can see my pores. Can you see my pores? You see that? Oh my god. Yeah, you see all of my pores in HD. 4K. You can see all of my pimples. Just kidding, I don't have any pimples. Not anymore. I did grow up with acne. So now you can see all of my little flaws on my skin. Look at my acne scars, you guys. It's fine, it is what it is. It's skin after all, the largest organ of the body. But I'm glad. I'm glad. It looks really nice. It looks nice on my end. I'm not all robotic anymore. I also realized that I had to connect my camera to my computer so that I wouldn't lag. So lots of little tweaks here and there, but hey, we're here now. We're here now. It took 2 months to get here, and I'm happy that we're here. So thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for being here. I see everyone is here. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Julie. Hi, V-Bug. Nidia. Hi, Cosmo Bear. How's everybody doing? Ashley, Shelly, B. Hello, hello. We have a really good show, you guys, today. I have been watching a lot of the Chris Watts, as you know, watching Chris Watts, or should I say, listening to his interview with the police, and also Nicole Kessinger and the interview with Kevin Kovac, and lots of things are starting to pop up. So I had a ton of questions, and as I'm watching, I'm writing down all of the questions that I have. And I mostly just want to ask all of you so that we can have a baseline and kind of have, I don't know, start piecing these things together. I know that we have so much information kind of scattered all over the place. And so I'm trying to get everything compiled and organized in a way that makes sense so that we can move forward with the most plausible theories, at least, so yeah, I have a lot of questions. So first of all, the first thing that I noticed, and here, let's go ahead and switch over. Oh, look, and I'm still in HD quality. Yay. Woo woo. Awesome. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and dive in. The last the last video that I published was Nicole Kessinger. She was saying a lot of weird things, wasn't she? Yeah, she was. She was saying things like, "Oh, I don't know my Google password. Um, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Kevin. I deleted all of these text messages and they came in the wrong order. They've been moved around somehow." Really? Does anybody actually believe this? Do we believe that Nicole Kessinger can't log into her Google account? It takes 1 minute to refresh your password. It takes 1 minute to figure out what password you should come up with. NK69 or I love Chris Watts 85 or whatever, right? Like just come up with a different password. I love the sand dunes. Twister 69, whatever. Come up with your own password. It literally takes 5 seconds. But the thing is that Nicole goes out of her way. She goes out of her way to not want to give Kevin any access to her passwords or any access to her phone, period, which is very interesting to me. Very, very interesting. What do you all think? What do you all think about that comment that she made? Oh, about the Lexus Cosmo Bear. Ooh, I just jumped the gun with the NK comment about Lexus. I do remember she talking, or, Nicole talking about the Lexus. How does she afford that car? Oh, by the way, I am just off on a little side note. I am trying to change my voices. I'm reading a few of your comments here, and some of you are like, "Oh my god, the same voice that you make is getting annoying." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Should I change it up then?" And like I said, these comments don't really hurt my feelings. I love them because they challenge me. Like I've said before, I'm sure I've said before that I grew up with a pretty narcissistic mother. I haven't been criticized by anyone worse than my mother. So trust me, your comments don't hurt me. If anything, it challenges me. It pumps me up. It gives me the energy that I need to get better. So I've been trying a few different voices, and I should say, right, I think I should make it clear that I'm not an impersonator, right? Like I'm not out here impersonating people, right? Like I don't know, that's my impersonation at a mime. I'm not impersonating. These are just my mocking voices. So it's not like I'm actually trying to impersonate Christopher Watt. Eh, I have no inclination. Right? Because if I actually did that, then I'd be here forever. But I have been trying a few different voices. So how's this? Do you like this voice? Is this a better voice? Or what about this? Should I use this voice instead? How about this? If I'm making fun of Nicole Kessinger. Or what if I'm making fun of Kevin Kovac? Oh, Kevin, right? Or no, not oh, Kevin. Oh, Nicole Kessinger. No, maybe not. Maybe not that. Should I do? I don't know. I don't even know. You see, the thing is, I've been trying to change different voices, and I can't. So I guess we're just gonna have to stick with the mocky voice that I do. Ow. So hey, it's the best that I can do, okay? The more I practice, the better I'll get at it, I promise. But anyway, off of that little tangent, right? I've told you guys I have ADHD, so this is how my streams go, right? It's not as organized as my videos. In my videos, trust me, I cut out a lot of things. I'll be here like, "Hmm, is that a spider web? Oh my god. I should definitely clean that spider web." Anyway, let's continue. And then I'll continue, and then I'll look at something else and be like, "Huh, when was the last time I organized my closet? It's looking a little messy. Nothing is color coordinated. Maybe I should clean out my closet." Anyway, let's continue. That's how I do my videos, and so that's why it's organized, but that's because I have to edit everything out. All of my ADHD times where I'm like, "What's that smell? I'm hungry. I think I should drive somewhere and go get myself something to eat." So this is what you get, y'all, right? Uncut, uncensored. No edits, just me and my ADHD. Um, but anyway, let's continue with Nicole Kessinger. So, a few things came up in these videos. One of them, one of the main things I will say is that Nicole Kessinger is lying about a very specific text message. We're gonna watch as Nicole Kessinger comes up with lies and she tries to deflect. Kevin is going to ask her about a text message that Chris Watts sent her at 2:44 in the afternoon on August 13th, the day of the murders. So this is while Chris was running around the house. Okay? So my first question, do we know, does anybody in the chat or anybody watching this later, do we know the actual time that Chris Watts was running around the house? And the reason I ask this is because the actual body cam footage has the wrong time in it for some reason. At least that's how I'm seeing it, because at the very corner here, and I'm going to show you guys here, at the very corner, it says, let's see, here it is. It says it's 2016. No, it's not. It is day out, right? Look at the time. It's light outside. And now it's saying it's 2038. What time is 2038? What is that? Like what is that? 7? 8 p.m.? So this is the wrong time that we have up here on the body cam footage. So it's 2 o'clock. It's in the 2 o'clock hour. So this video then was filmed at 2 p.m. around, right? So it's 2:16, so it's 8 p.m. Okay. So 2032 is actually 8 p.m. So the body cam footage, it's telling us that this is 8 p.m. It's August 13th. It's not this bright out at 8 p.m. Okay, so it's definitely not. I'm reading the chat. So it's telling us it's around 2:16, Julie, 2:16 p.m. Okay. This is very interesting because Nicole Kessinger supposedly, this is what we're about to watch. She tells Kevin Kovac that she supposedly sent Chris a photo of Lucky Charms. You know, the Lucky Charms that she talks about. Oh, Chris, I was just such a loving and caring mistress. I saw the unicorn Lucky Charms and I told them, your girls would love these. When she's pretending to be this loving and caring mistress, she's saying that she sent him Lucky Charms at 2:44 in the afternoon. But the thing is that before she says that, before she doubles down on that's what she did, she was trying to say that the text messages were out of order. So what is it? Is it that the text message was out of order? Or is it that she actually sent these Lucky Charms at 2:44 p.m. to Chris Watts, which would prompt Chris to reply with this? This is what she's saying, that Chris Watts, right? She's saying that she sent him a text message and then he ended up replying with this comment right here. Here, sorry, let me find it first. Here it is. She's saying that because of the text message that she sent him, he ended up replying with, "Oh my God, that is absolutely ridiculous. They would freak out," right? It says it right here. It says 2:44 in the afternoon. So that's the first thing that caught my attention. And I'm going to go ahead and just make this again. I'm just going to go ahead and make it a little bit smaller so that you guys can actually see it. All right, there we go. Okay, why is this not working? Sorry, you guys. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and watch what Nicole Kessinger talks about. Then she's saying that this is what he replied to at 2:44 p.m. while she was texting him about Lucky Charms that she texted Chris about. Let's go ahead and watch what Nicole Kessinger tells Kevin Kovac.
Because the device that we were using doesn't want to work. I don't know.
Oh, for those?
The messages that came from Chris that you said showed up on the phone?
Yeah, I don't think any of the ones from his Dorco phone came in, but I don't know the number.
Okay.
I didn't see it. Maybe they can give me that number. We can check that one too.
I can probably get it real quick. Show me the ones that you think came from him, though. There's a 9.
Yeah, I know. He's a 910. Just give me a sec. Boom, right there.
So I am going to take photographs of these. And
can you guys hear this? Can you guys hear this okay? Just making sure. Okay, here Nicole is saying, oh, here are the text messages between me and Chris, the ones that popped back up. She's claiming that some of the text messages came back up and that some of them are out of order. And so now Kevin is asking her, can you show me these? Because I'm going to need to screenshot them for later. And just watch. Let's just watch.
Downloading it with this.
Well, we didn't just screenshot them and send them.
Well, but there's no way to do that.
No, I mean, screenshot right here.
This isn't hooked up to Wi-Fi or anything, is it?
No, but I'm saying it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It'll come in clearer, or you can watch me do it. Is what I'm saying. What
yeah,
if I
and then you want to
screenshot them and then text them to you right now?
I will come in clearer. If I screenshot them right now, it will come in clearer, she says.
Yeah, or you can email them to me.
I'll just send them to you right now while we're here.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. You know what's scary? I read this one. This is back in June 27th. This is like when we first started talking. And look at him. Loyal, truthful, dedicated, doesn't play games. It just makes me so sad to read this and think like.
So are these some of the ones that you deleted?
I deleted everything that he sent me.
Notice how she answers the question. He asked her, are these the text messages that you deleted? You know, the ones that she's showing him right now. This one, it says Tuesday. This one says Wednesday. Thursday. He told me he's such a great nanny. And Kevin is literally asking her, okay, so these text messages that you're showing me, are these the ones that you deleted? And rather than say, yes, these are the ones that I deleted, she says, oh, I deleted everything from Cress. Why is she saying it like this? I made a video where we use all of the words that Nicole Kessinger uses to deflect. She says different things rather than answer the question directly, rather than answer, yes, these exact messages that I'm showing you, Kevin, are the ones that I deleted. But she says, no, I deleted everything, right? And so by doing this, she is already putting ideas in Kevin's head that this is just part of all of the text messages that were deleted. And these are just the ones that came back. But the ones that came back are all out of order. Oh, it's got different dates. It's got different timestamps. Oh, I don't think I sent it to him on that date. I think it was on a different day. So she's already putting this idea in Kevin's head that the text messages might be all jumbled. And let's just continue watching, because then she's going to end up talking about that text message that she's saying, oh, I don't know. Did I send it to him that day? Oh, no, I guess I did. Let's keep watching.
But these are just old. Like, look how old.
And was there any from those dates?
Yes. So look, like these 6/27, 6/29, and these are old, and then they seem to be, see, and then we're missing the 2nd and the 3rd, and then there's the 4th.
Okay, so there's a lot of.
There we go. Oh, where's my phone? It's right here. There's the 1st and the 2nd. Oh, there's nothing on the 4th. I don't know where that one went. Then there's the 5th, and then I don't know where that one went either. Look. She's already setting up for deflections and lies. She's already setting it up. What do we all think? Take a little coffee break here. Oh, by the way, this is my little kitty. Meow. My little kitty coffee. How did the messages get out of order? That's a great question, Nidia. Really, it really is. It's Nidia, right? I'm sorry. Sorry if I butcher you guys' names, you guys. I'm, you know, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how these messages would supposedly get out of order. But I think, again, this is just Nicole Kessinger's lie. She's setting it up already for Kevin by saying, "Oh, I deleted all of them, but these are the ones that came back." But rather than say these are the ones that came back, she says, "I deleted all of them." To the question is are these the ones you deleted? Because that's her way of backtracking. If she were to say, "Yes, these are the ones that I specifically deleted," and then we end up finding out that actually she deleted only very specific ones, and that's why they seem to be out of order, because she deleted the ones that she didn't want the police to see, then that's really what's happening here, is it not? That's what I perceive is happening here. She's saying they are coming in order and a bunch of them are missing, but I deleted all of them equally together at the same time. BS. I don't buy it. I think she only deleted the ones that were incriminating for her. And so now they came back out of order, but that's because they're missing. So the text messages are not in order. So when you read them, there's things missing. But it's really all of her messages that are missing, not Chris's. And that's the interesting part. Let's continue.
Messages.
Kind of,
That
but
makes
then,
sense.
then there's no 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th, and then there's the 9th, but it's only one text, and then the 17th, one text.
And you guys text how many times a day?
All the time. I bet you guys have hundreds of messages that
Okay.
you need to recover, but yes, so here's the 11th.
And then she says, "All the time." How often did you guys text? All the time. I bet you guys have hundreds of text messages. But anyway, this one is also missing. That one's also missing. Really? Nicole. And so this is the thing. This is why I think Nicole has been fishing for information this whole time, because she just told Kevin, "Oh, I bet you guys have all of the text messages that I deleted, right? Tell me, Kevin. Please give me some information, Kevin. Do you have all of them?" That's what she's doing. She's fishing. She's fishing for information. I bet you guys have all of them, don't you? Can you give me a hint? Maybe a clue? What do I need to do, Kevin? Should I flip my hair? Should I change my voice? How about this? Am I attracted to you now, Kevin? She's fishing. That's what she's doing. And that's why she's saying, there's probably hundreds of text messages that you guys have, don't you? Let's continue.
Look, there's only one from the 11th.
Can I just see what he said?
Yeah. And then the only text I think might be out of order, is the one at the very end.
There it is! There it is! When I was watching this video, I was this excited. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to tell everybody about this. She's already pointing out to the last text message, the one I think might be out of order. It might be. It's the last one in the end. Yeah. You know which one she's referring to? She's referring to this one. I think it might be out of order. Yeah, it might be. It might be out of order. There, Kevin. This one might be out of order, she says. The one that she received from Chris Watts at 2:44 p.m. on the day of the murders. So, at the time that Chris was supposed to be looking for his family, right? Why do I think this is a big deal? Well, because she deleted her text message, right? Supposedly, her text message to him didn't come in. Where is it? But supposedly, Chris replied to her text message with this response. And we're about to hear her come up with the story of why would he send this message out of the blue, right? Because, let's remember, the only other text message that she gave to police was this one. This was the night before, right? This is the night before. This was Sunday at 4:07 p.m. when Chris was supposed to be at the barbecue, remember? Where I'm pounding veggies. I'm pounding the veggies. And then he also makes inappropriate comments about water balloons and the girls, which is to me absolutely disgusting. Why? But anyway, I digress. This is the text message that was sent to her the day before. And then out of the blue, right? No communication. Let's remember, zero communication between Chris Watts and Nicole Kessinger via her phone records. No communication at all the morning of the murders. Even though, interesting enough, Chris would call her every single morning before he went to work at around 5 or 5:30 in the morning. But interesting, they didn't communicate at all on August 13th. Interesting, right? So then why is it that all of a sudden a text message comes in from Chris at 2:44 in the afternoon with no context whatsoever that says, "Oh my God, that is absolutely ridiculous." They would freak out. What's the context? What is Chris texting her about? And this is what really got me thinking. Is this is just me, let me know if I'm crazy. Are they talking in code? Is this Chris letting Nicole know, hey, shit just hit the fan? What or what? Or what else can it be? Right? What else could this be? Let's go ahead and assume that I came in at the wrong time and that it's misdated and mis-timestamped. What else could they possibly be talking about that would make Chris Watts say, "Oh my God, that is absolutely ridiculous"? They would freak out. What is ridiculous and who would freak out? Nicole Kessinger is about to tell Kevin that it was the Lucky Charms. She sent Chris a photo of the Lucky Charms, the unicorns, and that prompted Chris to text her, "Oh my God, that is absolutely ridiculous." They would freak out. Really? I don't know. That's a stretch, in my opinion. What do you all think? I know I've kind of just been going at it. Yes, why did she delete the Lucky Charms text? Exactly. Where is it? How weird, right? This text comes in. Oh, this one came in, Kevin. But I think it's in the wrong order. That one came in, but the one about the Lucky Charms didn't? Really? Or what was it? Did she send him a text message and then he texted this in response? Or was there no text message and he texted this anyway as a signal, as a way to let Nicole know, hey, stuff is happening? This is just me though. This is just me. Let me know what you all think though. It's great when you do her voice. Lucky Charms is code. Yeah, exactly. I think it's code too. I do too. She never put that phone on the table, at least not when someone was in the room. Love how you talk when covering this is the best ever. Why did she delete the Lucky Charms test? This is the question. Why did she delete it? If she's talking about the unicorns, right? In all fairness, unicorn Lucky Charms are ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be ridiculous. I think, he would respond, "This is ridiculous. Why are you sending me this right now? This is ridiculous. Lucky Charms of unicorns?" Tammy Lee said they can get deleted text messages. So where are they? Why can't we see them? Exactly. Where are these deleted text messages? This is the FBI we're talking about, the Federal Bureau of Investigations. And they can't get text messages? Really? I don't believe it. But let's continue. Let's go ahead and listen to what Nicole Kessinger is about to tell Kevin. Right? We stopped it right before she said, "I think the last one. Okay? I think this one. This one in particular. All the other ones are in order, Kevin. But this very specific one that came in at 2:44 in the afternoon on the day of the murders with no context whatsoever, this one is out of order. Believe me. Really? I don't believe it. Let's go ahead and watch this again.
Like, look how old.
And was there any from those dates?
Yes. So look, like these 6:27, 6:29, and these are old, and then they seem to be, see, and then we're missing the second and the third, and then there's the fourth.
Okay, so there's a lot of messages.
Kind of, but then, yeah, then there's no 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th, and then there's the 9th, but it's only one text, and then the 17th, one text.
And you guys text how many times a day?
All the time. I bet you guys have hundreds of messages that you need to recover, but yes, so here's the 11th. But look, there's only one from the 11th.
I just see what you said.
Yeah. And then the only text I think might be out of order, is the one at the very end. I just wish they were more complete, and I don't understand why they're coming in bits and pieces. Like, what's causing that?
So the 10th, oh, you went to the Rockies game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see him that day. I was with my friends, and I stayed with me that night.
I just wish that they were more complete, Kevin. I don't know what's causing this stuff, that they might be out of order. They might be.
Really? I just wish that none of these were out of order, says the lady who deleted all of the evidence. They wouldn't be out of order, Nicole, had you just kept the text messages from your killer boyfriend. But she claims that she only deleted them because her boyfriend,
Oh my god, when I found out that he's evil, oh. Delete.
not this one though.
Delete. No, not that one. Delete. I'm gonna delete everything.
Really? It was when she found out that her boyfriend was a family annihilator. That's when she's like, oh, I can't handle this anymore. Yeah, no, it wasn't the fact that he was cheating on his wife and claiming to be loyal.
I'm all about loyalty. Trust me. I'm all about loyalty and love and trust and being honest.
Oh, it wasn't the fact that he's cheating on his wife and lying to the side chick. No, oh my God. I couldn't handle it. When I found out that he killed his whole family, that was the final straw. I don't know. What if he does that to me? Really? Come on. Anyway, let's continue.
Okay, so this one's on.
Oh, I don't have my water. Oh, darn it. Look at how she drinks water. Her arm is still up in the air.
Look at me swallow my water, Kevin. I'm not nervous at all.
Believe me, this is how I drink water normally. I always drink it like this. She's so awkward. She knows that she's being filmed by this camera in the corner, and so she's got her leg all up. She's like, look, I'm so comfortable. I'm doing meditation as we speak. I have nothing to hide. Look at how I drink my water. My throat is a little parched. It just got a little dry. It's a little dry in here, isn't it, Kevin? Yeah. Do you have a humidifier around? The air is making my throat a little parched. Let's continue.
Sunday night.
Yeah, that's
At 4:07 p.m. What's he talking about? Pounding fruit? Is that you or him?
That's him.
Talking.
Oh, so he was talking about that birthday party I was going to go to. Whoever was hosting it, I don't remember. Like, he told me the name once, but
Jeremy?
I forgot. I don't even remember, to be honest with you. Like, the only names that I remember very well is Nick and Mark. Those are the only two that I could be like, oh yeah, like I could tell you like maybe a little
Those
bit
are his
about
friends?
those people. Yeah.
The only ones I remember are Nick and Mark. Nick and Mark.
Really? Again, she's already planting things in Kevin's brain. What do you all think? Does she have her foot on the chair? Yeah, she does. She does. Mm-mm. She's got her foot up on the chair where people put their bums, right? This is where we sit. Could you imagine somebody comes in and like has a seat and then they have the Nicole Kessinger footprint on their butt and then they go back to work and everyone's like, "Hey, you have something. You have something on your bottom." Yeah, it's Nicole Kessinger's footprint because she just goes around putting her feet everywhere. But anyway, notice that she's already putting ideas in Kevin's head. She's already saying things like, I don't know. Oh, yeah, that barbecue, the one that Chris was supposed to go to as an alibi for him. I don't know who was hosting that party, to be completely honest with you. Oh, was it Jeremy? Oh, was it his daughter that babysat the children as I drove Chris out? Because we're about to get to another obvious lie that I finally got to. I always wondered, do we remember, right? And I'm just going to get off of my little tangent right here real quick. Do we remember the time that Nicole Kessinger said that she didn't know the day of the lazy dog? She didn't know if whether Chris got to her house or whether she dropped him off or whatever. She just says, I don't know. We came to my house, we did it, and then he left. And so we were wondering, how did Chris get to the lazy dog? How did Chris get to her apartment? Remember, we were all wondering. Did he take his truck? Did he take Shanann's Lexus? As it so happens, it was Nicole Kessinger who drove him. So why does she answer the way that she does? We'll get to that here in a second. But first, let's get down this little rabbit hole here. Let's continue listening to her as she tries to make up stories.
Okay.
But he went to the birthday party and he said, oh, this guy always barbecues. And then he was saying, oh, he didn't barbecue, so he was saying he had fruit and asparagus. Yeah, didn't do any smoked barbecue last time. He did hot dogs, so he was saying he avoided that. He was like trying to eat healthy.
So this is the final one.
This is the one, I don't know if this is in order. I'm not sure exactly what this is referring to. I think this one at the bottom, this, oh my god, that's absolutely ridiculous. They would freak out. That, do you remember when I told you, like, I was always trying to, like, incorporate his kids and stuff? I mean, even if it wasn't, like, directly, like, me and him, but just, like, I was always thinking of cute stuff when I'd see stuff, and I was like, oh my god, little girls would like that. I would show him, and I found this box of Lucky Charms that was unicorn Lucky Charms.
Okay.
And I thought they were really cute, and I texted it to him, and I was like, do your little girls know about these? Because they're awesome. And I was like, little stuff like that.
So that's...
I don't think that that's the 13th, because I don't think I talked to him that day. What day was the 13th? I can't remember.
Monday.
Was it Monday?
I think. I gotta look. Because I can't.
What day was the 13th? Oh, was it Monday? I don't know. Monday the 13th was such an uneventful day. I have no idea. Nothing interesting or important happened that day. So I don't know. What day is August 13th? Oh, is that Monday? Oops. I didn't know because, like I said, such an uneventful day.
She claims that she doesn't know. Oh, I don't know what the 13th is. Oh, did I send him that text message? So they were looking at this message, and then the one immediately following that one was the one that we're talking about. This one. So these are the two text messages that came in order. This was the last one that he sent her, and then this one. And as we know already, Nicole Kessinger and Chris Watts did not talk at all on Monday the 13th. How convenient, isn't it? How weird. They always talk on the phone. Always. But on the day of the murders, the day that her phone pinged at 6:16 in the morning, she was in Frederick, she called her friend Jim. The same day that she ended up being late for work. All of a sudden, this weird text message comes in and she's like, I don't know. I have no idea. Really? What do we think? What do we think about this? These are the text messages that he's talking about. And she just said, it is the Lucky Charms because,
You know, right? I told you, you remember a long, long time ago, I told you about these Lucky Charms or something? I think that's what I sent him, but I don't know. Wait, did I talk to him on Monday? What is Monday? Oh, oh, that's right. Yeah.
Really? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Exactly. She is complicit in this. It's infuriating that she's getting away with it. We can just see her behavior, right? Her behavior is very telling. Who does this? Thanks, Louise. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, 100% deflection. That is deflection. 100% deflection mode. She texted him about the battery lyrics. Yes, is that redacted in the discovery? Right. She texted him to look up the lyrics. Doesn't make any sense. Exactly. What do we think? What do we actually think? And this is the question I wanted to ask all of you. What do we think is up with this very specific text message? Of course, I don't believe that Nicole Kessinger texted him about the Lucky Charms, right? Even she doesn't seem to know or remember. Was it that day? I don't know. Because she knows it's very unbelievable that she texted Chris about Lucky Charms. So now she's saying that it's probably the wrong day. There's something very mysterious and very telling about this very specific text message that is making Nicole Kessinger lie this much and deflect. What is it? To me, I think that this is code. I think that this was Chris letting her know that shit hit the fan, that their plan is falling through, and that she needs to get ready to do whatever she needs to get ready to do. And immediately after, at around 3 p.m., Nicole Kessinger left for work. And how do we know this? Well, let's see here. Here are her actual calls, right? Which is very interesting, right? Here we have a call with Jim. For some reason, on the 10th of August, there is no call to Jim from Jim and no call to Chris or from Chris. So this tells me that they were probably together, all of them together on August 10th. Because look at this. How interesting, right? The calls resume. August 11th, she talks to Chris and she talks to Jim. August 12th, she talks to Chris and she talks to Jim. August 13th, she calls Jim and then she talks to Chris. At 3:32 p.m., Nicole Kessinger called her friend Jim, right? Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is his call right here, his phone number. For 6 minutes. She spoke to him for 6 minutes after this message came in. 2:44. And now she's talking to Jim at 3:32 p.m. Where was Jim again? Oh, right. He had keys to her apartment. Did Jim get questioned?
Oh, leave Jim alone.
Jim, her alibi, the one who can confirm that she arrived at a certain time. What's going on here, right? What's going on? And what's going on with this blank thing right here? All of this emptiness. What's up with this? If we look up here, let's pull up the calendar, shall we? Let's pull up the calendar. What is this? This is August 10th. Let's pull up calendar time. Nicole, calendar time. Okay, August. This is August 10th, was Friday. Huh. That's very interesting, right? What happened on Friday? The Fire Stick. Friday was also the day that Chris Watts took the day off and went and picked up a Fire Stick from his friend Crody McBrody, or whatever his name is, Cody. So on the 10th, for some reason, zero phone calls. Zero phone calls between her and Jim and Chris. Were they all hanging out together? They went out and picked up a Fire Stick. How interesting, right? We have all speculated. We've all wondered. What happened? Why did they pick up a Fire Stick? We've all speculated and wondered that maybe they all went out and dug up a hole at Survey 319. And we've seen this many times, but now it's all kind of starting to click, right? On the 10th, zero communication. Zero communication on the day that they took off to pick up a fire stick. But back to where we were. Nicole Kessinger, at 3:32 p.m., decides to call her friend Jim to tell him, hey, I'm on my way home or whatever. They talk for 6 minutes. And this is the conversation that Nicole Kessinger doesn't want to talk to Kevin about. And this is what I wanted to bring to you all. What do we think? What are our theories surrounding this text message? I think it's code. But is there any other reason? What do we all think? On Friday, she was with friends to baseball game. On Friday. So on Friday, she was at a baseball game all day. All right. They didn't talk at all, except for at 8:57, right? 8:57 p.m. That's when they were on the phone, right? At 8:57 p.m. Okay. So what happened then? So she was at a baseball game. If we know that for sure, she didn't call him at all and texted him that day except for 8:57 p.m. And where are these text messages from? A lot of you have said that this is WhatsApp, right? Because this is definitely not anything, I don't know. Maybe it's an Android. What is this? So this is something that it really captured my attention. But let's continue listening to what Nicole Kessinger tells Kevin, and we'll come back and see what else we can come up with.
I think it will, no, well then maybe these are in order. Monday was the day I think that I sent that text.
Yes, that's Monday morning at 2:44 p.m. So that's in the afternoon, Monday. Does that sound right?
I was at work when I texted it to
Okay.
him.
So that fits.
Okay, so then it is in order. So it is in order.
So
And this
is
makes
the
sense. Because that's Sunday, right?
That's Sunday.
Okay, so they're in order. They're just missing a whole
So
bunch.
he's basically saying he's still.
There it is. So now she's saying, oh, okay, well, I was at work when I sent it to him. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess they are in order. They're just missing. How interesting. Oh, they are coming in order, but just my text messages to him are missing. Isn't that so weird, Kevin? Oh, I wonder why this is happening. I really wish that you would just investigate the reason why my text messages are all out of order. Yeah, can you stop investigating this murder or whatever happened? Please investigate the reason why my Google has messed everything up. I really don't know why my text messages aren't coming in. Can you find out? Actually, don't find out. Don't. I was just kidding. Of course. How convenient that only her text messages are missing. And then, after going over these text messages, she finally has to accept and say, oh, actually, you're right. You're right. It might actually be the same day. I remember now. Oh, that's right. I was at work. Okay, so I was at work. So now she's telling us that she was at work at 2:44 p.m. Okay, so we know for a fact that she was at work at 2:44 p.m. based on what she just told Kevin Kobach. And then she calls her friend Jim at, where is it? Right here, at 3:32 p.m. So she gives herself about 15 minutes to call Jim and then run home. After Chris told her, oh my God, that is absolutely ridiculous, they would freak out. What is this? What is this? Right? No more calls from Jim after that 3:32 p.m. call. Everything else is just between her and Chris. So this was the last call before she went home. That's how I'm seeing it. That's the way I'm interpreting the evidence. What do you all think? She's way too casual. She makes me cringe. Exactly. Who would be as casual, right? You find out that your boyfriend just murdered his whole family, and you're gonna be this casual, asking for references. Oh my God, Kevin. Oh, you know what? At least I have a savings account. You're so right. Oh my God. Ugh. Could you imagine if I didn't have a savings account? Oh. See, the thing is, Kevin, people are so disappointed when I quit. Oh my God. Every time I leave a new job, all of the guys are upset that I leave. Can you believe that? Oh my God. But honestly, I'm just really glad that I got fired. That way I can get unemployment. Could you imagine if I couldn't get unemployment? Oh, the trauma. I'm already having to do therapy with Hazel. Hazel, where are you, Hazel? Could you imagine if I didn't have a savings? We can't make this up. We can't make that is her demeanor. She doesn't have the cute little kitty coffee, but she may as well have. It's like she's talking to a friend. Oh my God, yes. Oh, is that what happened? A whole family just was murdered brutally in cold blood for her. And she's worried about references and unemployment. And oh my God, am I ever going to get a job? Oh, Kevin, help me. And let's continue hearing this because she's gonna then start rambling and go off into a different ramble. And of course, as we know, Kevin is not likely to keep up. He's not the type of guy that is gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, let me stop you right here and ask you more about this weird thing you just said. No, he just lets her ramble. Let's continue.
At that barbecue, and that fits. Okay, perfect.
Okay. So then this one is in the right place.
Yep.
I was thinking 8/13 was Tuesday, and I'm like, I don't think him and I had very pleasant conversation on Tuesday.
You want to screenshot all?
I was thinking 8/13 was Tuesday. I don't think I had a conversation with him on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, if we know, Tuesday was the day that Chris gave his sermon on the porch. I have no inclination. Well, if they're okay, then they'll be back. But if they're not okay, then they won't be back. He's such a poet. Chris's poetry is like nothing I've ever read before. So deep. Oh my God. Oh, it moved me. Oh, if they're okay, they're going to come back. But if they're not okay, what happens? They're not coming back. Oh no. So deep. Yeah, it was the sermon on the porch. So of course, Nicole knows that she didn't talk to him that day. But now she's saying, I don't know. Is it that day? Again, she's bringing in doubt. She's making Kevin question things. He's already struggling with his job. He's already a newbie. He needs parental supervision. So Nicole throwing in all of these extra things, throwing a little curveball at him. Oh, I don't know. Was that Monday? Oh, I thought it was Tuesday. It makes Kevin wonder, wait, hold on. What was the original question I asked you? So he's not able to keep up. Let's continue.
Those to me.
Yeah. So let's start.
And then
How do you screen?
I turned this off, but
Oh, this phone's so weird. You like ninja chop it. Oh, I think that worked. Okay, so that takes us down to 6:29. So then I'm gonna scroll up to 6:30.
ninja chop.
So that takes us to this day. So I guess I'm just going to scroll up here. I'm going to delete all of the text messages that I don't want you to see. Okay, so just close your eyes. Can you turn around? Okay, and then I'm just going to show you the ones that I want you to see from here on, okay? And Kevin, okay, it's okay. You can email them to me if you want. Contact me at a later date. Oh, it's okay. You don't have to do it right away. Contact me at 2 a.m. Email me. The CBI agent is allowing what to me, right? To me, she's a suspect, but he's allowing the mistress,
the witness who just asked for witness protection, who just asked to have her name changed, he's allowing her to go home, screenshot the text messages, and email them to him. What kind of level of incompetence is this? This is what makes me so upset about this case more than anything else. It's not just that Chris is so evil and stupid and that Nicole Kessinger drove him to do this, but it's also that the police, more specifically this guy, is terrible. He's terrible at his job. And we can speculate, we can wonder, if he was either told to act stupid or he really was just stupid. At the end of the day, does it really even matter? They still allowed Nicole Kessinger to lie, to delete evidence. How is this not obstruction of justice? How is this not obstruction of justice? This is insane to me. You ever think about reading the discovery in this case? Yeah, I have. I have the discovery in my computer as we speak. It's right here. I have a whole folder. It's called Chris, what is it? People versus Watts. Right here, right? It's right there. People versus Watts. I have everything that I was able to download, right? Everything that I was able to download from Weld County, whatever access they actually gave us is what I was able to download. Anything that wasn't a broken link, anything that wasn't just a bunch of random stuff, whatever I could download, I downloaded. And this is all of it, right? I've looked through all the discovery, and this is why it has taken me a really long time to start to piece things together. It's because, one, the discovery itself is all over the place. There's a lot of broken links, and a lot of stuff is missing from the discovery itself. So that is the issue that we're having, is that the discovery isn't complete. And once you start looking through the discovery and start putting things together, it starts to paint a clearer picture. But the issue that I at least keep running into is that not everything is in place. So I am having to go around and click everywhere. Like, oh yeah, let me find, I don't know, let's see. Let's look through all of the survey stuff, right? All the crime scene photos. Right? Some of these are sometimes working, sometimes they don't. But yeah, the thing is, everything is all over the place. So I've done my best, my very best to organize it in the way that I can understand it so that I can pull the evidence and the information when I need it. She's innocent, you guys. Oh, yeah, I bet it was her cousin. What if it was her cousin, you guys? Oh my God, let me not even throw that out there. I know. Someone's going to be like, some YouTuber told me that it was her cousin. It was her cousin. And her accomplice was the moose. Let me not say that, because I will start to see that. Oh, this YouTuber is saying that the accomplice was the moose. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh, she's anti-moose. No, I'm not anti-moose, and I'm not anti-Nicole Kessinger's cousin. I would like for her to change her batteries, though. It kind of gets a little annoying when you're trying to hear her talk about Nicole Kessinger. My cousin is so sweet. She likes to steal from my aunt, my mom, or her aunt, my mom. But, she's such a nice gal. Oh, she would never harm a fly. You will never see the baby. All right, Chris, you will never see the baby. Yeah, it was not Nicole Kessinger's cousin. You guys, not Nicole Kessinger's cousin. Is Nicole Kessinger's cousin real? That's to be seen, right? But yeah, she only steals from her aunt and pawns. Yeah. I pawn stuff all the time. I mean, I don't. I'm joking. I pawn stuff occasionally, Kevin. Notice that she very quickly corrected herself. Oh, I'm joking. No, I don't pawn things all the time. No, I don't steal silverware from my aunt, and I don't steal any of her jewelry and then go pawn it to make money. No, I don't do that. But I did tell my boyfriend, just pawn it, man. Oh, here is Gia. Hi, mamas. All right, guys. I have to make some room for Gia because she wants attention. Come on. Come on, baby. My little baby. There she is. Everybody. Everybody, this is Gia. Say hi, mamas. Say hi, baby. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Hi. Yeah, she's gonna hang out. Oh, baby. Yeah, she's gonna hang out with us for a little while, you guys. But her voice, no nude photos. I don't think it's on the 13th either. Yep. Perhaps she was picking Kevin's pocket under table. Yeah, this is Gia. Say hello. Mama, say hello, baby. All right, she's just gonna hang out with us for a little while. But isn't this interesting, you all? This is interesting stuff, right? Hi, mamas. She's never been in a live stream before, so I think she's just kind of sniffing around. She's like, what is this? Hi, baby. Oh, mamas. Yeah, so you'll see her little tail slap me in the face here every once in a while. Okay, so that was very interesting, right? What is Nicole Kessinger saying here?
Interesting. It's old school.
I had to do a stop for common sense mission at my house last night. I did not like it. I was like, this is scary. But it's cool. I got to go through it, so hopefully I don't have to go back.
And look at Kevin laughing.
What are you doing now? Let me ask you about.
It's very clear that Kevin is trying his very best not to make Nicole feel uncomfortable. I always believed that maybe a part of it was the police trying to get Nicole to actually speak and not lawyer up. I think that if anything, that would be probably the most logical thing, is that they don't want Nicole Kessinger to lawyer up. And of course, if she did lawyer up, though, would that not make it seem like she is hiding something? So I think part of it was her wanting to lawyer up because she knew, right? She's smart enough to know, hey, I should probably lawyer up. But I think that another way was to manipulate police to bring her daddy in with her and then intimidate the police by letting them know indirectly that, hey, if you make me feel uncomfortable, I'm gonna lawyer up. Let me know what you all think about that assessment. Again, I'm looking at it from every point, every vantage point, as Chris likes to say, looking at it from every angle. And if anything, I think that's the most logical. And we can go down the rabbit hole of other things that are logical, but are also very likely, but would take a lot more, I don't know, a lot more effort, I guess, to hide. All right, so we watched this. If anybody, and I'll look through the chat later, but if anybody does know the exact time, I know Julie, you said it was 2:30, right? 2:15, 2:30 is when Chris arrived at his house. And yes, at 8 p.m. in Colorado on, what is it? Or in August. Yeah, it's still light out, but it's the time is still wrong. We still know that the time is wrong. This video continues to go on for who knows how long. And here at the very end, it says that it's 2300, which is 11, right? It's 11 at night. This is not Alaska. This is Colorado. So we know that it's definitely not 11 at night at this time. The other video, and this is the other one that I found really strange. And of course, here's me. We're just going to watch this one because it was easier for me to find it. The other one, this is another very telling one. This is when Nicole Kessinger says, I don't know. He came to my house and then we did it and then he left. We were all trying to figure out, how did Chris leave? We also know that Kevin asked the babysitter what pizza was ordered. What was Chris wearing? Was he wearing any glasses? Asking her a bunch of questions, grilling her more than he's ever grilled Nicole Kessinger. So we wondered, how did Chris get home? Let's hear what she says.
Intimate.
Saturday.
The question was, when was the last time you became
Saturday.
intimate?
Is that the Broncos game?
It was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday.
When was the last time you guys were intimate?
Saturday.
Is that the Broncos game? Where would that have taken place?
At my house.
When he went to go pick you up before heading up to,
He didn't pick me up. We drive my vehicle. But, yeah, prior to and immediately following afterwards. So it was like,
So when he dropped you back
he
off,
came to my house,
you
it
did-
happened, and then we went out to dinner, and then he came back to my house, happened again, and then he left.
okay.
Did she?
Okay. So she was asked, when was the last time you and Chris were intimate? And then she goes, oh, it was Saturday. Or she says it was Saturday, right? There's no weird tick. And then she's asked, okay, where was it? At my house. And she does the little scratch, right? So, right, looking through all of the evidence, I was combing through all of our evidence here. And I found the text message on this day, right? The day that she's talking about. So let's go ahead and pull that up. Let's see here. All right, here it is. Okay. So she's saying Saturday, right? Saturday was the last time that they were intimate. Okay. So here she's talking about Saturday the 11th, right? That's what she's saying. Oh, Saturday. Saturday was the last time that we were intimate. Okay. Okay, cool. So then why is she saying that Chris then got home by himself? Who drove him? Did Chris drive himself to the house and then he drove himself back? And then she's saying, oh yeah, this is the time that we were intimate. We were intimate at this time. Okay. Was she actually really intimate with him on Saturday? Very strange, right? She does also say that on Saturday, she went out and hung out with her friends, that she went out to that game, right? Here it is. So let's pull up all of the Saturday, right? This is Friday. Friday the 10th is right here. Friday the 10th. Saturday was the day of the lazy dog. Here it is. There is a call on the 10th, Friday, the day of the fire stick. She didn't meet with him, apparently, right? Because she was at a game with friends. They call each other. And then there's this text message. I hope you had a great night, beautiful. Miss you, get home safe. Sweet dreams, my sexy empanada, which came in at midnight on August 11th, which would be Saturday, right? Saturday morning. So what's up with this? I just have a question about this text message. Is Chris telling her, hey, have a great night. I hope that you get home safe from your friend's house or from the game that you had, right? I hope you get home safe, my sexy empanada. But it came in on midnight. So that was Saturday morning, right? The day that later on that night, they were supposed to meet up at the Lazy Dog. So is it possible that they weren't actually intimate that Saturday? They were actually intimate on Friday. And they still met up that Friday, right? After the game, after Nicole Kessinger had this game with her friends, she still met up with him and called him. They met up. And then he's texting her at midnight, I hope you get home safe. Why is Chris texting her at midnight if she's still out with her friends at a baseball game? Again, this is just me. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. Maybe there's something that I'm missing here, but this is the way my brain thinks. If Nicole was out with her friends on Friday and she's still out with them, till midnight? And then Chris is just telling her, like, hey, I hope you get home safely. Or is it possible that they were spending the time together and then she went home and said, hey, I hope you get home, my sexy empanada. And this was actually the last time that they were intimate, and they weren't intimate at her house, but they were actually intimate at Chris's place, which is actually Shanann Watts' house, right? Shanann Rushek's house. This is just me, right? This is just my opinion. This is the way that I'm seeing it. This is why I wanted to bring it forward to you guys, because it just doesn't make sense. He had no business being with her. And then he took the Lexus there and back. Why does she need to get home safe? Was she at Chris Watts' house? Exactly. Why does she need to get home safe? From where? Where is she? Where is she? At midnight, mind you. At midnight. Where was she that Chris is texting her, get home safely? She wasn't at a baseball game. I don't know of any baseball games that are going till midnight. Was she out with her friends? Let's look. No, she wasn't, right? Right here, it says that she was in Denver at 8:57. And then it says that she was in Thornton at 2:15 a.m. So she was in Denver and then in Thornton. He texted her, get home safely. And then when she did get home safely, she called him. Were they FaceTiming as well? Probably before, and then she called him back. Who knows? But this is not making sense to me. Is it true? Is it true that they were intimate on Saturday at her house? Or is this another one of her lies? Another way to try and throw off the investigators? What do we think? And please let me know if I'm not seeing this correctly. Again, this is why I wanted to bring it to you all as a live stream, right? I wanted to bring it to you all as a live stream instead of a video, because I just wanted to see how you all interpret this. Yep. He had no business and then took the Lexus. Okay. I think they were intimate after digging the holes. Sicko. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it makes sense why the security system was malfunctioning. Exactly. Why was the security system malfunctioning? She used him physically to keep him hooked. Yep, she was obsessed not out of love, but out of lust and control. Exactly. She likes manipulating people, especially men. She knows she can get away with it. Yep. He worried about her getting home safe, but didn't give a shit about his wife and kids' safety. Exactly. Yes. Why is Chris Watts telling her, get home safe? Sweet dreams, my sexy empanada. This was probably the first time ever that Chris Watts had an empanada. Oh, my girlfriend showed me about empanadas. It's like this thing, it's like crunchy. And you just pour some of the green chili, the green chili. Hey, Dad, have you tried the green chili? Hey, Mom, go try the green chili. It's so good. It's called green chili. Yeah, it's green and it's chili. Green chili is what it's called. Isn't it weird? Get home safe, my sexy empanada. Why is he texting her this on Friday, the day of the fire stick? The day that they were all out, right? No communication between Chris, no communication between her and Jim. Then all of a sudden she goes to a game. What time do games start? I'm not a big, game person. I've been to a few of the Rockies games, but it was really all work related. It was a work event. Getting paid to be at a Rockies game? Absolutely. Sign me up. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, I don't have to work. All I have to do is show up and hang out at the baseball game? Of course, I'll be there. Of course, I'm going to be there. But yeah, what time do these games start? The ones I've been to start around 2 p.m. Around 2 p.m. is when they start. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Interesting, isn't it? If the game started at 2 p.m., she stopped texting or contacting people at 1:38, and then she started contacting people again at 4:47 p.m. Do we believe that she was at the baseball game? Yeah, I think this is believable. It checks out just by a simple glance at her phone records show that she might have been at a baseball game. Look, zero contact, right? The game started at 2. It probably went on for 2 hours, depending on, how many innings or whatever, right? How many hot dogs she ate. And at 4:47, the game is over. She's hanging out with her friends. And then they probably go out, right? I think I'm putting myself in, I don't know, the thought process of a person who would go out to a game. The game is over. I would then go out and hang out with my friends for 3 hours, maybe at a bar, maybe at a restaurant. Let's go get some burgers, grab some beer. And then she calls Chris at 9 p.m. She's in Denver, mind you. Okay. And then he texts her, "Get home safe. Sweet dreams, my sexy empanada." This tells me that she went to Chris's place after the baseball game. What did they do? They hung out. Who knows what they did, but they were probably intimate. Especially because Nicole Kessinger says, "My house." Why is he texting her this? And then she calls him.
Hi, babe. I made it home safely. I loved our game of Twister today. I missed Jem, though. Where's Jem?
I wanted to show you this because I thought it was, again, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm too obsessed with this case. As a lot of people say, a lot of my friends tell me, "You're way too obsessed with that case, Rox. You got to back up. It's affecting your mental health. You sound crazy." Am I? They see me, right? They'll watch one or two of my videos and they're like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Do you not see what's happening?" Of course, then they start to, familiarize themselves with the case and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, I do see it. Yeah, but still, is that not affecting your mental health? Maybe you should take a little step back. Maybe do some commentary about puppies and chickens and kitties." No, I'm not doing commentary about puppies and kitties and chickens because we're still down this rabbit hole. What is Nicole Kessinger talking about? Maybe I am crazy, you guys. Is there cam footage of her car at his house? Good question. We're all obsessed with this case, yes. And she despises his children? Absolutely. Of course. She did not. Come on. It's so, even the way that she acts, right? Every time that she says, "I loved those children." It's like her own body gives her away because she can't even fake it. She can't pretend to like children. She told him she would take care of everything. The children were her problem. Yeah, a lot of you believe that she was the one who annihilated the children. And quite honestly, the more, I will say, it took a long time for me to believe that Nicole Kessinger, and I wouldn't say not that long. It really didn't take me that long. It took me looking over maybe 2 or 3 pieces of evidence, and then it started to make sense. Like, okay, this lady is lying about something. But it took a little bit longer for me to actually see how involved she was. She was either planning it or pushing him to do it. But now, seeing all the inconsistencies, seeing the way that she acts when she's asked questions about this really weird text message with no context coming in, and she says, "Oh, I was just trying to help him with the babies. I just love children, I was trying to." You remember those Lucky Charms I told you about a long time ago? Yeah, I think that's what it was, but I don't remember if it was the same day or not. all of this is just very suspicious behavior to me. What do you all think? But, you know, again, I always ask you all, what do you all think? I always say, come up with your own conclusions to this. I'm just presenting it the way that I see it. I think talking to a few of you, some of you have said that watching my videos has actually changed your mind about Nicole Kessinger. And honestly, all I'm really trying to do is show you all what I see and what a lot of these other content creators do as well, right? Like our last channel that we watched, Behind Criminal Minds, they're seeing the evidence, they're compiling it, and then they're putting it and presenting it in the way that would make you see what we see. This is just how I see it. I think Nicole Kessinger is hiding something. And I think that that text message was code. And I'm starting to believe that she's lying about this very specific event. Let's go ahead and watch it one more time. Without my commentary, I'm sure you guys have seen this video already, but oh, look at that, Chris. Oh no, I already messed it up. I don't know where. Oh no. He was way too invested in that, she says. Okay, I lost where we were. But yeah. She says that they did it before and then they went to the lazy dog, came back and did it again, and then he went home. I'm starting not to believe that. I really don't believe that anymore. I don't. I believe that they went to the lazy dog. Who drove, though? I think that Nicole Kessinger picked him up. I think she picked him up. She went to his house the night prior. She probably, no, she didn't spend the night, but she probably got up the next day, hung out with him again, picked him up. They went to the lazy dog together, and then she dropped him off. I don't believe that he took the Lexus at all. I am crazy and obsessed. I want the truth. Exactly. I do too. Yeah, I think it has become an obsession at this point. It's not bad though. I'm definitely not taking a break because I think we're close to finding the truth. And especially with DA Rourke's, right? Michael Rourke's time, it's his days are counted as a DA. There's always that chance, that very small, hopefully not as small, hopefully a new district attorney can come in, can see all of the evidence, and because there is no statute of limitations on murder, they can see that other people were involved in this. It's very clear. This is very clear to me. It's very clear to a lot of you, to many of us, that Nicole Kessinger lied. Not only did she lie, but she actually broke the law. Deleting evidence? That is obstruction of justice. And the fact that they didn't even charge her with that tells me that they protected her. So one, that she wouldn't lawyer up. And two, I think it was because Michael Rourke just wanted to get back to campaigning. He's a DA for how many terms? 4 terms, I think. His campaigning was about to start. This was in 2018. He got reelected, I think, what was it, in 2020? So he needed a win. He needed a trial. He needed not a trial, but a case that would be closed as soon as possible. A trial like this, having multiple people involved, would have lasted an incredibly long time. A trial like this would have gone for years. And that's something that, given how big this case was, how devastating and how gruesome it was, especially because of the victims, something like this would have made Michael Rourke look really bad if this was a trial that went on for years and years and years. He wanted an easy win, in my opinion. And because his election was coming up, he just needed to get someone in prison right away. Case closed. Let's close it up. Forget everything that Nicole Kessinger did. Forget all of her lies. Let's just go ahead and make this one a win. That's just me, though. That's just me. Call me whatever you want to call me. That's the way that I see it. Again, this is just one of those cases that it just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. A pregnant woman and 2 babies, a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old. were murdered for no reason whatsoever. And this case was closed as quickly as it was. That's very strange. I'm sorry, but no, this is not how we've never seen a case like this before. And even Michael Rourke is asked about it. Hey, what's up with this? What's up with this case? It was closed really fast, wasn't it? And he's like, oh, yeah. But, I don't consider every case is different. So we need to look at every case specifically, Let's not lump all of them together. They're all very different. But yeah, no, I get it. This was very fast. He himself admits that it was really fast. And the detectives do too. Tammy Lee thought it was really quick. Graham Coder. They all went back to talk to Chris Watts. Why? Because they didn't have any closure. They didn't even finish asking him any questions before they came in, hauled him away, and then gave him a plea deal. He took the plea deal, and guess what? Now he's in prison. Case closed. And here we all are with questions we want answers to, and with a person who was very clearly involved, right? Nicole Kessinger, who was allowed to just move on with her life. It's fine. Even if she didn't put her hands on anybody, she still deserves to be brought in for questioning, and she needs to be looked into. And if she did put her hands on the children, then absolutely she needs to be in prison. Let me know what you all think, though. I need to take a little break. Let me take a little sip of my coffee here. Yeah, if you're crazy, yeah, we're all crazy. Put all of us in a straitjacket. Or Kevin, Kevin is going to come in and arrest all of us. Oh, Nicole, I'll protect you. I'm a big man. If anybody is harassing you, Nikki, come to me. I'll take care of it. I'll put them in jail. I will not allow this to happen to you, Nicole. You're just a victim. Tell me who they are, and I'll come in and I'll take them straight to jail. Really, Kevin? Really? The rookie who doesn't even know the laws is going to take all of us to jail? Why? Because we're seeing things that he didn't? No. I may be mistaken, but I thought the day Chris Watts got sentenced was election day and Rourke was reelected. Ever since Rourke has run without a contender. Oh, interesting. The day that he was sentenced was election day? No. Really? Oh, this was November. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, you're right. This was November. No. Should we? Yes, we shall. Let's Google. All right, let's see. Yeah, I Googled Kristi Noem. She just got fired. Mark Wayne Mullen is the new guy. Let's see. What are we going to ask? Okay, so election, when was it? Election day. What should we put? Michael. I know, I'm just like, Jesus, look. Machala Rourke. Election day is here. Let me just ask the question. Was Michael Rourke elected on day Chris Watts was sentenced? Okay, here we go. I just asked the question, so we'll have to verify this. Okay. No, Michael Rourke was not elected on the day Chris Watts was sentenced. Chris Watts was sentenced to life in prison on November 19th. The Weld County District Attorney who prosecuted the case had already been serving in that position, having previously won election to the role. Okay, so I do believe that he was reelected in 2020. Michael Rourke elected, let's just put 2020 or 2019 maybe or something like that. Okay, here it is. Yeah. So, okay, Michael Rourke was reelected November of 2020. Rourke was he ran unopposed for his full second term in 2020 for the general election. Okay. So he had 2 years to campaign for his reelection, which makes sense. All of this, it's starting to make sense, you guys. Campaigning takes a very long time, and politicians usually start campaigning 2 years before they're supposed to, have an election. It takes a while to get the ads out there, to start making your rounds, talking to people in the community. So it sounds like he just wanted it case closed, because if a trial like this ran into 2020, it probably would have been bad for him. And after 2020, as we read, he ran unopposed. So that means that he was being opposed before 2020. And then he ran unopposed after 2020 because of this huge win. It gave him the win that he needed to secure his position with Weld County voters, in my opinion. That's what happened here. Michael Rourke only cared about his reelection. He did not care about getting real justice for the victims. He didn't care about finding the truth and putting everybody away, everybody who was involved. This was not about finding the truth. This was about one man's reelection. But let me know what you all think. I think there'll be a new prosecutor. Yes. It's not making sense. Yeah. It's the simple fact that this woman was on her phone 1,000% of the time, and he completely overlooked the part where people would start asking questions. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, Shanann was on her phone always. Nobody ran against Rourke. Yeah. The interview on podcast between Michael and his wife was a joke. I've been looking for this podcast because I want to listen to it. I do want to make a video on it, but I have a hard time finding the original. Like, I want to hear the original source. A lot of them are blocked behind paywalls, and I also don't want to get hit with a copyright strike, especially from these people. Knowing them, they probably would hit me with that because I'm, criticizing Michael Rourke, the district attorney. So I haven't found that video or the audio, but if anybody has it, send it my way. I'll break it up. I'll see what we can do, and then we can analyze that and do it in a way where Rourke won't come after me and send me straight to jail. Michael's telling Kevin, "Hey, Kevin, there's this woman. She's saying that I only did it to get reelected. So would you mind going over there and arresting her?" "Sure thing, boss. Sure thing, boss. I'll go arrest her. She's making fun of me too. She puts hats on me that say that I need adult supervision. Oh, she said that I still have my training wheels. She said that I am a pizza delivery boy. I'll arrest her for you, boss, for sure." I bet this is the conversation that they have. "Go arrest her." "Sure thing, boss." But when it comes to Nicole Kessinger, oh no, she's an innocent victim. "Oh, you guys are so mean to her. Oh, this is a witch hunt. Oh, that's something I don't do. My name is Michael Rourke. I'm a big bad district attorney. One thing I don't do is go after people who are not involved." I don't think she was involved. I don't do witch hunts. Oh, yeah, but ask me about anything else. Oh, yeah, Chris did it. Oh, my God. Yeah, he did it all by himself, and that's why I gave him a plea deal. Yeah, but I'm the big bad district attorney. I don't do anything wrong. I know 100% for a fact that, yes, Nicole Kessinger did make it really hard for us to conduct a full investigation. I mean, yeah, she did hamper the investigation severely by deleting text messages, but I don't do witch hunts. Really? Again, says the guy that admitted to Nicole Kessinger hampering the investigation, and then he says, "I don't do witch hunts." It's not a witch hunt. It's not a witch hunt. Not at all. Patty, I think, has that interview. Okay. All right, I'll check it out. The fact that Shanann's phone didn't record any steps shortly after it entered the house is weird. It ended up being found in the couch as well, shut off. Some people think she didn't make it upstairs. Very, very interesting. I'm glad you brought this up. The fact that Shanann's phone didn't record any steps. Interesting. Hold up. Do we have more information on this? Alan Sack. Sorry if I butchered your name. I apologize. Do we have any more information on this? I'm going deep down the rabbit hole with all these questions. Let's see what else, just in case I forgot any other questions. Okay, so what time did Chris arrive at the house? We've come up with 2:30, right? So 2:15 to 2:30 p.m. So that means that when Nicole Kessinger supposedly sent the Lucky Charms and Chris texted her back, he texted her back while he was being recorded by police, okay? So we know that he texted Nicole while he was pretending to look for his family. So who knows when he texted her? Is it right here? Hey, Nicole.
That's ridiculous. They're going to freak out.
Is that when it happened? We know that for a fact, right? That's exactly what happened, that he texted her at 2:44. So now we know that it happened while he was being recorded, while he was looking for his family. Okay. So the Lucky Charms, supposedly, she texted him. He replied, "That's ridiculous. They would freak out." So by that, Nicole is saying that she texted Chris around 2:30, which prompted him to respond, "They would freak out." So that means that she texted him around the time that Chris was arriving home. Okay, very interesting. Where did they have their little playtime? Where was Twister at? Was it actually at Nicole Kessinger's house? Or was it at Shanann's house? Disgusting to think about, quite honestly. That thought had never come up before until I started reading through all the text messages and then started to piece all of the stuff together, and then seeing her behavior around
my house. It was at my house on Saturday.
That leads me to believe that it wasn't on Saturday and it wasn't at her house. I wonder if it was at her house, at Shanann's house. Which, when I think about it, it's evil and it's gross, but if anything is going to make Chris finally decide to annihilate his family, would probably be that. All right, what's the other question? All right. Oh, Nicole calling Jim. So another thing that I found is that Nicole started calling Jim around July 16th based on the phone records that we have. And she talked to him almost every single day, starting July 16th all the way through August 13th. I think that's very interesting. Why was she talking to Jim starting July 16th? Almost every day, mind you. It was almost every day that they were talking. Let's see here. Let's pull up those calls, shall we? Let's pull up those calls. Here we go. These are a little bit blurrier, so I hope that you guys can see them. All right, here we go. Where are they? I always go by the Milwaukee, right here. July 16th, right? We have July 14th, July 15th, nothing. And then the first one that we see is right here, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She called him. She was in Longmont, and it happened on the 16th. The next one, she called him the following day. Look at that, the 17th, July. She's in Longmont again. Talked to him for 6 minutes. The next one, July 17th. Again. Where's the other one? Right here, July 18th. Almost every day she's talking to him. Look at that. 28 minutes. They spoke for 28 minutes on the phone on July 19th. At look at that, at 6:30 in the morning. July 19th at 6:30 in the morning. Let's go ahead and pull up the calendar. See, this is what I do on my time when I'm just sitting here editing and I get distracted doing this type of stuff. Here it is. July 16th was a Monday. Nicole Kessinger called her friend Jim at 6:30 in the morning. But let's also notice, right? Let's look at all of the calls between her and Chris Watts. All of the calls between her and Chris Watts, right? The Fayette, right? Is this? It's right here. Anything that says North Carolina is Chris Watts. We start right here with the 14th. He called her or she called him. We have another one here, right? In the PM. Chris Watts here again, right? So then she started talking to, right? She's always talking to Chris, but then she also started talking to Jim almost every day, starting on July 16th. Why? Almost every single day leading up to the day of the murders. Why? Why did she start talking to Jim just all of a sudden? And then why did she all of a sudden stop talking to Jim after Chris got caught? All of this is circumstantial evidence, right? All of it circumstantial, but none of it makes sense. Right here. August 22nd. Help me find something that says Milwaukee, Wisconsin here. Oh, look at that right here. One. August 25th. They spoke for 2 minutes. On August 26th, spoke for 2 minutes. Nothing else though. She started talking to him every single day starting July 16th up until August 13th, and then stopped talking to him and made 1 2-minute phone call from her to him on August 25th. And then look at that. And then it disappears. No more Milwaukee, Wisconsin calls. It disappeared. No more. That was it. No more after that. Circumstantial evidence, who knows, right? Who really knows why she started talking to Jim at this time? But as we can see here, it went on almost every single day, sometimes even multiple times a day. Yeah, right here, Milwaukee. Yeah, 414. What is happening? Talk to Chris, then talk to Jim, then talk to Chris. Exactly, Jerry. Exactly. She would call Jim for 1 minute. Hi, Jim. How are you? Oh my God, I miss you. Yes, you're my best friend. Here's my key. Yes, my key to my apartment. I'm going to leave it to you on Monday. Okay. Okay. Bye. And then she would call Chris. I miss your face. Call me back. Bye. And then she would call Jim again. Hi, Jim. Yeah. Would you like to come over and play some Twister? Yeah. Oh, you like that game? I like it too. Yeah. My left leg always goes on blue. I love blue. It's my favorite color. But my other favorite color is green. Okay, bye. Hi, Chris. Oh, hello, my love. So Jim says that he'll come over and play Twister with us. Yeah. Are you down? Oh my God. Oh, me too. You'll love him. Oh my God. He's like a really good guy. Oh my God. You'll love him. He's so sweet. He's so cuddly too. You can squeeze him. Okay, hold on. Let me call him back. Hello, Jim. Yeah, Chris says he's down for Twister. He's never played it before, but you and I have. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, we can show him how to do it. It's fine. If not, we can just Google it. That's fine. I can Google it. Sometimes I forget. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I can spend like 3 whole hours on Google figuring out what to do and the rules for Twister. Yeah, I'll do that right before we go to the Lazy Dog. Absolutely. Oh, it's fine. You know, I sometimes forget the rules.
Hi, Chris. Yeah. Yeah, we're down for Twister. Yeah. Google. Yeah, it's fine. I'll Google it. I'll Google the rules. What was going on? You know, the more I do this, like I said, the more I do this, the more I start to see things, the more I'm being convinced. A lot of you think that Jim was more involved than he was. And at first, I was like, I don't know. I was a little bit skeptical. I will say, I was very skeptical of Jim's involvement. I didn't really want to say too much because, again, I didn't really see any evidence of it. This, however, it paints a very different picture. Whether he knew what was happening or he didn't, that we might never know. Did he actually know what he was doing? Or was Nicole Kessinger tricking him into doing things that he didn't know that he was about to do? Lots of questions, right? Lots of questions. Oh, thank you. Welcome, LA woman. Welcome. LA. Yeah. Very, very interesting, right? Very interesting. And just one call. Let's remember, okay, so August 25th, that was around the time that Nicole Kessinger was talking to Kevin Kovac, doing all of those phone calls, right? Going back to the interviews, doing a lot of this. When was this? When is the exact date of this? I think I remember it. Isn't it August 26th? I think I asked my very first video of this series. And if I remember correctly, I think Julie told me that it was like August 25th or something, which quite honestly, it checks out, right? It makes sense why Nicole would talk to Jim on August 25th for 2 minutes. She didn't talk to him at all after that, but she talked to him for 2 minutes. She called him up the day of or the day she was supposed to go in to see the investigator. Called Jim for 2 minutes and said what? Hi, Jim. I'm about to go in to talk to Kevin Kovac. Yeah. I told him to leave you alone, though, so please don't rat me out. Okay, bye. Yeah, I love you. Yeah. And then Jim never called her back. Very interesting. Yes. That occult group was weird too. Oh, absolutely. I'm still doing so much research on that end about the groups, right? Like the occult. Like, what's going on with that? Because at the time, Chris was still saying Shanann hurt the girls. Exactly, Tammy Bates brought up a very interesting point. That Nicole Kessinger was saying things before she even knew that those things had happened. I think it's very interesting that she kept getting called in to give more information, and rather than give information, she rambled. But then she would ask things like, how are the girls? Did they find the girls yet? How would she even know at that time? At the time, Chris was still claiming that Shanann had harmed the girls. So how does she know? Why is she saying these things, right? It's just like any other suspect. Before they know, right? They're like, oh, did she die? Is she dead though? Why are you asking that? How do you even know that this person died? How do you know that they died? They probably survived and they're in the hospital right now. But these are little giveaways, right? People will say certain things and it makes you question it. Oh, do you know more than you're actually saying that you know? Because she was asking questions before she knew that Chris had hurt the children. So that's a very good point. Thank you for bringing that up, Tammy. I thought that was a really, really good point. Shelley West, code. Exactly. I think all of this is code. I think that the lazy dog day was them, right? I always bring up my plan. I think that the lazy dog that day was them coming up with the plan, making sure that Nicole Kessinger had all of the things ready. Everything is lined up. Chris, make sure you don't mess this up, please. I know that you're stupid. Yeah, I know that you're a little dumb and a little slow. I know that you need me to hold your hand for everything, but please don't mess this up. Okay?
All you have to do is follow my instructions. And he still messed it up. He still messed it up. Jim called off from work. He was in town from work. Yeah. Remember, wasn't he also supposed to be bringing broccoli, or maybe not broccoli, but groceries or food or something, but he was stuck on the freeway? Is what Nicole Kessinger claimed? What's up with that? Gia, what are your thoughts? Gia, what are your thoughts on this? Huh? Do you want to tell people what your thoughts are? All right, did you guys hear that? She said, what did you say, Mama? Say it again. Oh, I don't know. Well, she said that she believes that Nicole Kessinger is more involved than she said she is. But I don't know. What do you all think about this? But Kevin Tuesday you found out was this man what he did and had done. So she already knew on Tuesday. Kevin, okay, so on Tuesday you found out what this man was and what he had done. So she already knew on Tuesday. So on Tuesday the 14th, correct? So the day of the news crew, Nicole Kessinger already knew that the kids were gone. But did Nicole Kessinger know that it was Chris who had done it? Because at the time, Chris had gotten arrested, but he was claiming that Shanann had, killed the kids. Of course, if you actually see the case and you see what Chris Watts did, nobody would actually believe that Shanann would kill the kids. So I do see that. I do see that, Julie. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. That's a very good point. So yeah, maybe she said, "Oh, did you find the kids yet already? Or did he do the kids?" Probably because in her mind, she's assuming that Chris did something to his children. Sorry, guys, my allergies again. So yeah, so that's a very good point. And again, this is why we're doing this. Again, all of this evidence, all of these details are all over the place. So I'm trying my very best to get the timeline right and then go back and go through everything that Nicole Kessinger said, break everything down, and then back it up with the discovery, which, as you guys saw, a bunch of folders everywhere. So I need to look through the discovery, watch what she's saying, listen to what Chris is saying, and then match it with the evidence, which is hard. I will say it's really hard. It's time consuming, and it gets confusing at times. So really looking forward to starting a crime board so that we can actually see it, because there's just too much. She knew exactly what he did because it was pre-planned. Oh, absolutely. This was way planned. Weeks, probably a month in advance. And this is why I brought this up. The reason I brought this up is because I think, this is just me, I think that this is when Nicole Kessinger got the idea. I think this is when, for her, she started to think that the family has to go. And I think that's when she decided that she was going to start putting this idea in Chris's head. It was around July 14th, after her birthday, after she had that meltdown that Chris talks about. She had a meltdown on July 4th because Chris had to go back home because Shanann called him. And she was upset that he didn't answer the phone. So Chris had to go home, and apparently Nicole Kessinger had a full-blown meltdown.
Oh my God, I don't want to be anybody's second fiddle. Chris,
I don't want to be second to anybody, Chris. So then what did she do? She ended up driving to Chris. She drove to the house because she couldn't stand that Chris had to go back home because Shanann told him to. Or, Shanann didn't tell him to. Shanann believed that he was already at home. But July 4th, Chris was still very wishy-washy. He was still like, oh my God, this is a very new relationship, but I'm still listening to what my wife is telling me. So he was being pulled both ways at that time. And then it moved into something where he had completely emotionally, physically, mentally, completely distanced himself from his family, was starting mid-July. And so I believe that this is around the time that Nicole Kessinger decided, okay, I think it's time for me to figure out a way to get rid of the family because this man is mine. This man with the landing strips on his head. Oh, so shiny. Look, Chris, I have a matching one. Look, you like? It's so smooth. Touch. Rub it. You can rub it. It's good luck, like the Buddha. Yeah. You rub it and it'll give you good luck. Go ahead. Yeah. Trust me, you're not going to go to jail, my love. Go murder your whole family. If you just rub my little bald spot, it will give you good luck. Really? Anyway, this was really interesting. This is the stuff that I've been doing this whole thing this week. So I filmed 2 videos for you guys, and then I realized, wow, this rabbit hole goes deeper. And so now I have a 2-hour-long video that I'm trying to compress. I'm trying to get it down to at least an hour and a half because there's a lot of information in there. But I really wanted to do this because we can interact and right. And then this is what I love too, is if I make a mistake or if some of us make a mistake, other people know the answer. And this is what I love. I love that I'm not sitting here by myself, Googling, right? Asking questions. Okay, when was the last time, right? So many of you have the answers already. And this is what I love. It's the interaction and the fact that, yeah, we can that we can correct each other and that we can get the right information. Chris was an idiot. Yes. Oh, thank you, Lenore. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. NK was going to have to move out because Shanann was coming home. Yeah. Yep. The message you sent was probably something like this. Oh my God, Chris. Oh my God, Chris. Do you think she saw blood? Wait, what? Chris, do you think they saw blood on the bed? Could that woman's blood seeped through the bed? That's absolutely ridiculous. That would be free. Yeah. OMG. Like, Chris, did you already, get caught? Really? It's only been 3 hours. What do you mean the police is already there, Chris? We went over it. I gave you the plan. I wrote it for you. We went over it for 5 hours at the Lazy Dog. Remember, you were eating your chicken and your carrots, and I was eating my asparagus. And you still messed it up, Chris? How stupid can you be, Chris? Anyway, trust me, I'm going to throw you under the bus. Don't throw me under the bus, though, Chris. I'm having your baby. Talk to my cousin. Ask her. She'll tell you. She'll tell you the truth. I'm having a baby. But guess what, Chris? You'll never see the baby. Don't throw me under the bus because I'm having your baby. It's a boy, Chris. A baby. Do I think that Nicole Kessinger used a baby to keep Chris from throwing her under the bus? Yeah. I actually do think so. I think it's very telling that the cousin had to talk about babies. I think Chris still believes that Nicole Kessinger had his baby boy. Where's my son? Chris Jr. Where is he? No, there was no baby. But I think Chris is stupid enough to believe that he had a baby. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lucky. Planning the murder between counting macros and setting up their fitness app. Yeah. Could you imagine? Oh, give me your fitness app, Chris. Let me see. Okay. But here, anyway, read over it. Tell me if that's a good plan. Yeah? Okay, yeah. This is where we're going to dispose of your family. But here, read that. Yeah, read that chapter. And then I'll work on your fitness app right here. What's your macro intake again? Oh, okay. How much protein do you take? Okay. Did you weigh the chicken? How much does that chicken weigh? Okay. Okay, here you go. Here you go. Chris, so your daily macro intake should be 35.2. But anyway, back to the plan. Okay, write it down. Okay, you're going to make sure that you're going to go here, and then I'm going to make a left, and then I'm going to use the iPad. I'm going to log into her phone. Okay. Let me see your app again. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to download Wi-Fi. Here. Oh, where's my appetizer? Excuse me, server? Server? Hi, yeah, this asparagus has too much salt in it. Yeah. I'm here planning a murder with my boyfriend. And we're also making sure that his macros are dialed in. Okay. Can I get some more asparagus with less sodium, please? Thank you. But anyway, this is your app and this is your plan, Chris. Here you go. Study it. Okay, study it. I'll give you a call tonight. We're going to talk on the phone for 111 minutes to make sure that you have it down packed. Okay? And he still messed it up. What an idiot. Of course, I'm glad that nothing went as planned. Of course. That's the only joy that I find in any of this is that they never, ever got to see each other ever again. He suffocated his baby boy. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Those two things that really stood out. I could not wait to tell you guys about it. I had a different video planned for today. We were going to watch something together and react, but I wanted to very hastily, right? I hope this made sense, right? I hope it made sense, but very hastily, I just wanted to show you what I found this week as I was making the videos, and I couldn't wait to let you all know because I wanted to hear your thoughts, your opinions, and information. All of you have amazing information. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Tammy, Hurt Locker, all of you, right? I'm not trying to miss anybody here. V-Bug. We all interact and we're always throwing in theories and videos to watch and stuff. And so I think that slowly but surely we're getting to the truth. So thank you. Yeah. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining today's live stream and for all of your input. I love it. I'm glad that we can do this. And also I'm very glad that you guys can see me now and that I'm not robotic. Right? You guys can see me. You guys can see my pores in HD. How's the lighting though? I hope the lighting makes me look okay. To all the questions out there, so many of you ask, why do you wear a hat? I wear a hat because I don't like to do my hair. That's the truth. I don't like to do my hair. My hair is frizzy. Look at this, you guys. I'll take pictures, but that's because I've already messed with my hair for 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay, let me see. Is this strand better? Okay, here it is. And then I'll take the picture and I'll barely oh, here we go. But no, if I didn't wear a hat, I would look like Jeepers Creepers. I probably looked like Jeepers Creepers already. Look at me. Oh, I'm beating you. Right? I have the Jeepers Creepers hair. But no, you guys, I mean, honestly, look at this. A little treat for you all who are watching this live stream. At the very end, you get to see Rox without her hat. Look at this. Bad hair day. This is why I don't wear my hair down, you guys. And no, for all of you wondering, oh, is it because I have bald spots like Chris Watts and Nicole Kessinger? I don't know. You tell me. Do I have the bald spot? The lines running here. Landing strip. No, y'all. No, this really, I have terrible hair. Look at this. Thank you. Oh, thank you all so much. Yeah. No, this is why. I do not like to do my hair. I look like Jeepers Creepers and it's always a mess and it's always in my face. And so that's why I decided to just kind of make it my thing. I just wear the same hat and even my emoji, right? All of you who are members, you see that my emoji has the same hat with the same pattern. It has the military camo pattern. So it just matches. It matches with my little emoji. So, thank you all so much. Thank you. That's all I have for you all. That's all I have. Do any of you have any questions? We can hang out for a little bit. Thank you. Wow, 248 concurrent viewers. Thank you all so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you. This is awesome stuff. Love the hair. Oh man. I did cut it off. I chopped it off, you see? I chopped off the fur. Hopefully, because I did want to make it look less frizzy, but as it turns out, it looks worse. It looks way more frizzy than before. I don't like it. I don't like it, guys. But who knows? Maybe I'll try it. I'll try it in the future to not wear a hat. When I let my hair air dry, I look like Tina Turner. Yeah, that's what happens to me, right? I dry it out and then it's like, right? I'm literally, I walk around, I'm looking like Jeepers Creepers. People are like, oh my God, is she after me? Is she gonna eat my body? See, even Gia's like, oh my God, Mom, don't eat me. No, it's okay, Gigi. But yeah, let me know. Do you guys have questions? Do you guys have questions? Yeah, we can hang out for a little bit. If I was oh my gosh, if I was a guy, I'd date you. Aw, thank you. Oh, I'm so flattered. You're making my stomach hurt from laughing. I'm glad I can make you all laugh, right? We talk about really dark things here on this channel, but I'm glad that we can bring some levity into it and that you're all, that we all share the same sense of humor and that nobody gets offended. Although people still get offended. Which, by the way, let me bring it up before we go. Our last video, there was an interaction. I think somebody, they're like, I'm gonna unsubscribe. I found out what happened. So apparently they were on the fence maybe about whether they agree with my analysis and my assessments or not. And then they felt like they were being left out. No, it's not that at all. The only thing I ask, and it's very simple. One thing I ask on my channel, do not blame the victims. Do not blame Shanann, Bella, Cece, and Nico. That is it. I that's all I ask, very plain and simple. Let's respect the victims. We can roast the perpetrators and the police all we want, but we respect the victims. And it's okay to analyze Shanann in a respectful way, but it just gets really weird when we start getting into the reasons why Chris probably hurt her. Like, this is where I just don't like to entertain that. I'm not going to entertain anything that goes back to blaming the victim. And that's the one thing I will not do on my channel. I've seen this case from every angle, and I do not think that anything that Shanann did led to her own murder. That is ridiculous. And that is the only thing that I ask on my channel, is to respect the victims. That is it. If we disagree on Nichol Kessinger, we can even disagree on Chris Watts. Of course, don't tell me that you love him, because then I'm going to be like, I don't know, can we be friends? If you love Chris Watts' art, can we be friends? It's very different. But we can have our disagreements. But the only thing I ask is no Chris Watts fanaticism and no blaming the victim. That is it. We can disagree all we want. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. We can disagree. We can see it different ways. That's fine. Just please, no victim blaming. And I think whoever the person was probably got a little bit offended, and I apologize for that. But hey, it's all I ask on my channel, no victim blaming. But let me know what you all think. Yeah, no victim blaming. It's gross. It's gross. Exactly. No victim bashing. Zero victim shaming. That's all I ask. We can disagree, of course. How could we not? I mean, police officers, right? Detectives even disagree. They're seeing things in a different perspective, right? We bring our lived experiences. We bring right, everything, all of our experiences into analyzing something. And so, of course, we're going to disagree. But it's very simple. Just do not blame the victims. It's just no, no. But let me know. Let me know what you guys want to watch next. More videos out this week. And I said last time I'll put out a poll. I'll put out a poll immediately after this live stream so that we can decide on what we want to watch next Friday and what we want to discuss, right? We can also we can sit here and watch a video. We can discuss theories. It's all up to you all. Let me know what you guys want to do. Any last questions? I think it's good to listen to opposing views. Yeah, exactly. If you can handle it. Yeah, you have to be able to control yourself and be respectful. Exactly. 100%, Siren Offspring. It's good. It's a good thing. It's very good that we listen to opposing views. That's what makes us grow, and that's what makes us see things from a different perspective. But we have to do it respectfully. And again, like I said, I just won't entertain something where people are still kind of somewhat blaming Shanann for her own murder, which is ridiculous. And of course, how are we going to blame the children for their own murder? They did nothing. There's nothing that a child can do to deserve their own murder. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, it's snowing. It's snowing in a lot of places. Stay warm, stay cool wherever you are. I know Hurt Locker, it's really cold out in Chicago. That's why I haven't decided to go to Chicago yet. Yeah, we need to respect it as we move forward into those videos. Yes, can't say. That one is a little different. I think, or of course, right? Always still protect the victim and respect the victim. Doing commentary on that one is a little harder because, again, the evidence shows that they were both abusive towards one another. So it's a very different dynamic. Of course, the victim is never deserving. No victim is deserving of their own murder. Absolutely never. But the analysis on that case, of course, we have to analyze it through, logical and rational eyes. We have to look at the evidence and all of their past behaviors. And of course, Sarah Boone is absolutely insane, and Jorge Torres did not deserve to die the way that he did. And of course, I always say, why don't you just leave, right? Sarah Boone, you hate your boyfriend so much, leave. You do not have to stuff him into a suitcase and then leave him to die. It's ridiculous what these people do. But no, thanks for bringing that up. Can't say. Thanks for bringing that up. What branch of service were you? I was in two branches of the military. I was in the Marine Corps, and then I got out of the Marines and I joined the Coast Guard. So I did two military branches. And because the Coast Guard is Homeland Security, I had to do boot camp twice, if you can believe that. Yeah. There's this if you might know or not, but in the United States, if you serve in the United States Marine Corps, then you don't have to do any of the boot camps for the other branches. So you don't have to do boot camp for Air Force, Army, Navy, but you do have to do boot camp again for the Department of Homeland Security, which is the Coast Guard. So I had to do boot camp twice. Fun times. Yeah, fun times. Yes, 29 Celsius here in Sydney. Ooh. Sarah with the eyeballs. That lady, ooh, that one is hard, I will say. I cannot watch that lady. Nicole is different because at least, the way that she lies, we're examining her body language. But Sarah is just batshit crazy. This woman was dangerous from day one. I mean, of course, so was Nichol Kessinger, but Sarah Boone is insane, intense. If you haven't seen that video, it's a hard one to watch, especially when you hear Jorge begging for his life. And she's just laughing at him. She's like, ha, ha, ha. You shouldn't have hit me with that curtain rod. Really? So you're going to stuff him into a suitcase, lady? That's your response? Anyway, that's just me. I don't know that case. Yeah, it's the suitcase murders. The Sarah Boone. Yeah, it was a very very toxic, very volatile relationship that turned into a tragedy. It resulted in the death of a man because he was stuffed into a suitcase and he suffocated to death. Now she's paying, though. She's paying for her crimes, as she should be. I saw bald spot. Where's the bald spot? Where's my bald spot? Crazy Santa Ana winds. Oh, be safe out there. Be safe out there, y'all. I know, yeah, the Santa Ana winds out in California get really crazy, if that's where you're at. I assume that's where you're at, LA woman. How did she get him in there? I have no idea. That's the question that I am trying to figure out. The more I'm getting into this case, the more I want to know, how did she get him into the suitcase? That's kind of weird, isn't it? Did he get himself into the suitcase? They say that they were playing hide and seek, but if he was playing hide and seek, he still needed to get zipped into the suitcase, right? So how did he zip himself into the suitcase? How does hide and seek work? Does the person looking for you see where you're hiding? Okay, you're hiding in the suitcase. Okay, let me close that up so that I won't find you. Here, let me just close my eyes, zip you up. There we go. I don't know where you're at. Where are you? Is that how she's playing hide and seek? It's ridiculous. It makes no sense. You should make the stream longer. We've been here for 2 hours. How much longer do you guys want the stream? When NK was blinking her eyes in those interviews, she looked crazy. Yeah, she did.
Why? I didn't know.
Yeah, she does look crazy. You're right. It's a different type of crazy, though, right? Like Sarah Boone is like, her eyes are like, oh,
We were happy. Trust me, I'm not an alcoholic. He's an alcoholic.
Yeah, he's the one drinking all the wine. I only had 12 bottles of wine. That's it. But he had 17. He's the alcoholic.
I don't know. That's what I'm telling you. We were so happy. He loved me and I loved him. So I don't know how this happened.
Okay, so then how did he end up dead in the suitcase? You were both so happy. Interesting. It's a very interesting case, I will tell you all. Very interesting. They just found 2 young girls deceased in a suitcase in Ohio. Interesting. Oh my goodness. Okay. You should definitely consider that. I watched all the Boone saga. Please consider this baseline. No one in Jorge's past said he was abusive. Okay. But everyone in Sarah's past says that she was abusive. Okay. But both were alcoholics. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, I've definitely said that I need to get more familiarized with the case. It was a very simple Google search, Wikipedia, right? I haven't done a deep dive, but yeah, from first glance and my understanding is that they were both alcoholics, and his background, he was arrested for DV. But yeah, I'll definitely look into the case more, and because the more I read into it, the more people are saying that it was actually her who was the abusive one, and he was just a victim who was defending himself. Right? That's what people are saying. So I would have to watch the trial and familiarize myself with the case more before I start making those videos, before I start reacting. The reason I react to Nicole Kessinger is because I'm more familiar with this case, but I think because I don't really have a lot of the background with Sarah Boone, I'm just reacting to what she's saying. I think it's best that I learn the case first. But yeah, it's all cool. We'll learn together. Yeah. Have you heard of Chad Dorman? Chad killed his 3 sons. I have heard of him. Yes. Yes, I think he's actually one of my, let me see. Yeah, I think he's one of my, in my list here. Hmm. At least no one died in Sherry Papini's. Something is off with Chris Watts. I can't imagine he would have admitted by now if anyone else was involved. Do you really think he still wants to protect her? I think so. Yeah, I do. I don't think he would have. I really don't think that he would keep it, or what should I say? This is what I think. I think that the reason that Chris doesn't throw Nicole under the bus as much as he probably does want to do it at this point, I think it's because more people were involved in his circle. And by that I mean like his family. I don't know again who gave him the oxy. Did his family know that he was getting ready to leave Shanann? What's up with that letter, right? That note that he gave to Jamie. Oh, if something happens to me, it was my wife. Did he write that letter or did somebody give him the idea to write that letter? And this is why I think that he will never say the truth, because he did tell Sherilyn Cato that some things he will take to his grave. I don't think that he wants to protect Nichol Kessinger as much as he would want to protect someone in his direct family. But that's just me. Oh my goodness, Jorge's brother Farrell is about to be sentenced for unaliving his partner, stabbed her to death in front of their children. Oh my God, Kay Wilson. That is crazy. Oh, I have to look this up. Jorge's brother, man, that is messed up. All right, anyway. Oh, that's messed up. He admitted he killed them in the police interview. Wow. See, so many cases. There's so many cases of insane people everywhere in the world, you guys. But yeah, we'll get to them. We'll get to them eventually. But anyway, yeah, that's all I have. That's all I have for you today. Thank you all so much. Thank each and every one of you for being here today, for joining today's live stream, and for bringing your questions, your opinions, your theories, and all of your information. Thank you so much for participation. Thank you to all of my new members. Always a special thanks to my moderators. Thank you to all of my subscribers. I love you all. Take care. Please take care. Be safe out there. Stay warm. Stay cool wherever you are. And I will see you next time. Bye.